It is week 4, and this week we are taking a look at standardized testing. We are learning about the different tests that are out there, the reliability, the validity, and the best suggested types of tests for young children. In infants, the APGAR scale is used, and this test is used for newborns, and it is a test that is given within the first 5 minutes of life. It is used to assess the heart rate, the respiratory effect, the muscle tone, the color, and the reflex irritability. The purpose of this test is used to locate neurological dysfunctions. The Giselle developmental schedules were the first scales of infant development, and this test detects infants that may have delays or require special services. The Bayley scales are designed to learn about infants' intelligence, and the adaptive behavior assesses strengths and weaknesses and adaptive skills. Diagnostic tests that are used for infants are used to to identify developmental or physical disorders. Diagnostic tests are hard to get accurate results, and observations can lead to disagreements among observers. Denver 2 is an example of a screening test that is used among infants. And it is used to test to see if there's developmental problems. Denver 2 is also an example of a test that is used for preschool level children. Other screening tests that are done during preschool children, I mentioned Denver 2, this is where parents are responsible for filling out a questionnaire. And other questionnaires that are used as a form of testing are AGS early screening. Screening tests are used among preschoolers to test for cognitive, communicative, and motor categories. Diagnostic tests at the preschool level evaluate adaptive behavior, and some of those tests used are the Stanford-Binet Intelligence, McCarthy Scales of Children's Abilities. Language tests that are used at the preschool level are Peabody Picture Vocabulary Test, and these tests are determine the child's language level and help to determine if a child should be a part of an enrichment program. Some tests that are used at the school age level are the Wechsler Intelligence Scale. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing some of these wrong. The Bender Visual Motor and Gestel test for children. And these tests are used to determine whether children need educational services, whether they have disabilities. Some diagnostic tests that are used at school-age children are the SPAC diagnostic reading skills, and this is used to pinpoint skills where students need extra help. Children observation record are used, and these are observations used to assess proper development. I took a look at the validity and reliability, and validity is the degree in which a test serves the purpose for which it will be used. And the reliability is the extent to which a test is stable and consistent. There are a few types of validity, and they are content validity, and an example is a reading test and how the test items measured reading skills. The criterion-related validity is the validity of an aptitude test. Concurrent validity is when current measures are used instead of future measures. A few types of reliability are alternative form reliability, and that's used when two equivalent forms of a final test are constructed. Split half reliability, when scores on half of the test are correlated with scores from the other half of the test. And retest reliability ability test is given to a norm group and then re-given a short time later. Factors that can affect validity and reliability are population size and behaviors of students. The best type of test that is suggested for young children are oral tests given by an administrator. This is because young children have yet learned to read or write. And another test that is given to young children is the psychomotor response, where the child is given an object to manipulate and is asked to perform a specific task with that object. Standardized testing is something I really don't know a lot about. I work in a preschool in the 3-year-old class. I haven't been introduced to a lot of standardized testing. And let me find my notes here, sorry. The only one that I really knew about when I was going through some of these is the APGAR tests. And a lot of the other tests, I mean, I know there's a lot of cognitive tests that are out there. I know there's language tests. I know there's tests to see if you need special help with anything. To extend on it, what new ideas did I get that pushed my thinking into a new direction would be that I always hear educators and outside people, parents, people like that everybody always says that there's so many tests that the kids have to go through. But when there's such a wide range in developmental progress among children, seeing all these tests that these kids are offered actually opened my eyes, and I think it's a good thing that these tests are given to the children so that all students can be given the right level of education based on the results from the administered test.